Hello, everyone. Welcome to Doing Lunch with FRAZELMA LYNN, the Parenting 911 Coach. I hope you are enjoying your lunch time, having a great time. I am not ready for lunch quite yet, so let's go ahead and talk about some tips and treasures. One of the things we need to remember, parents, is our children's brains are amazing. They are amazing. And we need to make sure that everything we do is expanding their brains, challenging their minds to think, to problem solve, to dream, to wonder, to imagine. We don't ever need to downplay our children's minds, their brains. They think and they think very well. So we need to always challenge them. This is what I mean. 4 year olds should already have a large vocabulary. They should know over 200 words by the time they're 3. So, definitely even more so by the time they're 4. However, their vocabulary will not expand if we don't communicate with them. We actually have to talk with our children, believe it or not. Not only talk to them, but teach them how to listen. Listen to what's being said. Listen to the conversation. Listen to what we're talking about and focus on the main topic, on the main subject. We have to be the ones to teach our children how to communicate well, how to listen, how to respond, how to ask questions, how to wait for answers, all of those types of things. So, if you're talking about 4 year olds, we need to make sure that we are empowering our children to be able to do things and learn how to do things for themselves. They should already be able to fasten their seatbelts and unfasten their seatbelts and get in and out of the vehicle. They should be able to walk into the school building or walk into home, open the door, know how to turn the latch, open the door. These are just simple things. We've got to stop babying our children to the point where we are enabling them. Children must be challenged, their minds must be challenged so they can be empowered to do more and more for themselves. And then as they get older, your 10-year-old should be able to prepare a meal, prepare something to eat, to wash a load of clothes, to know how to wash dishes, to know how to get their clothes out for school, to know how to do their schoolwork independently at home. So we've got to make sure they are empowered and not enabled. Our 15-year-olds should know how to pay a bill, whether it's in person at a brick and mortar or online. They should know how to manage the household pretty much by that age, but they can't do it if we don't teach them how to do it. They cannot do it if we don't give them an opportunity to do those things. We've got to make sure we're empowering them. So now here is a question, and I know some of you won't like this question, but think about it. If, and I pray this does not happen, but if you were to get sick and be sick for days, would your 10-year-old, 5-year-old, 15-year-old even know who to call? Would they know what the emergency process is in your house? Would they know how to prepare something to eat? Would they know what to do? Or do you baby them so much they would have no idea? If you were to be sick for a week, and maybe you didn't go in the hospital? Or what if you got sick all of a sudden and needed for your child to call for the ambulance? Would the 5-year-old even have any clue of what to do? Would the 10-year-old have any clue of what to do? We've got to make sure we are empowering our children so that they'll know how to handle themselves, how to take care of themselves in several different instances. Make sure you are not babying your children to the point they can do nothing without you. Make sure you're not downplaying their mind, their brain, their intellect. You should be always challenging them to learn more, to do more, and challenging their IQ to go higher, to know more things. I want to just remind us as parents, grandparents, guardians, always expose our children to good things. If there's a library, and this kind of floored me to know that there are some parents who have no idea about taking their children to the library. They've never been, they've never taken their children. We have a new library here in Opelika, and there are parents who've still never been and never taken their children. Take your children to places where their minds can be challenged and exposed to wonderful things. There are different activities all around the city, and many parents have never taken their children to be exposed to these wonderful free activities. So it's up to us, parents, to empower our children. We cannot baby them for the rest of their lives. That has happened, and we see it more and more in schools with middle school students and high school students that have no idea of what to do because no one has empowered them and taught them what they need to do in various situations. So I challenge you today, parent, to empower your children. Start teaching them how to do things, what they need to do. Challenge their minds, motivate them to learn more, to enrich their minds. We as parents have to make sure we don't baby them because we won't be with them. One of my programs is they do grow up. So let me remind you, parents, they do grow up. And it's our job to make sure they know what they need to know before they grow up. All right. You can always go to www.parenting911.org and set up a meeting with me. Let's learn what we need to help our children, to empower their children. We need to be the absolute best parents we can be. Enjoy the rest of your lunch, and I hope to see you next Tuesday at 11:30 Central Time.